Welcome to the 531, where we debate a top 5 list on a particular subject, further discuss it down to a top 3, and then eventually settle on a top 1. Now after this beat, we'll get to today's subject. Alright everybody, welcome back for another week of the 531, where we take our top 5 list on a particular subject, vote it down to a top 3, and then debate that 3 down to a top 1. This week, our first week is a part of the All Everything Entertainment Podcast Network. We're bringing you the top 5 wrestlers from Minnesota, and I'm going to kick this off with Jesse from New Hampshire. He had the Road Warriors, Demolition, Mr. Perfect, Ric Flair, and Rick Rude.
I love that he put some tag teams on there. Road Warriors and Demolition, absolutely awesome. In fact, Barry Darsow there, he was part of the Russians at one point too, as Crusher Khrushchev. So Barry's been a part of a few tag teams in his career, and good to see him get on there.
Yeah, and it's wild that like the 2 tag teams that are synonymous with Minnesota got brought up so quick. Of course, Mr. Perfect on there. I think he'd be hard pressed to find a list that doesn't have Ric Flair. No, we got a couple actually. And Rick Rude. I mean, just the careers those guys had.
We got AJ. He's coming in with the makes the boy Ric Flair, which is his all-time favorite wrestler, by the way. So I'm not surprised he's on the list. Ravage and Rick Rude, another great one. Wait, did I say Ric Flair was his favorite wrestler? My God, I forgot. We got Verne Gagne on this list right here.
If you guys didn't think he was going Verne Gagne, then you were fucking wrong.
So, Kurt Hennig makes it, and then our wild card speaker,
Greg Gagne,
Bronco Nagurski.
Okay. God, I feel like he's really trying to pop Randy with that pick.
I'm sure. Yeah, I think Randy is literally popped somewhere as we speak.
My next list is from Zach St. John. He has Kurt Hennig, Nikita Koloff, Jesse Ventura, Rick Rude, and the Road Warriors.
Nikita Koloff?
Nikita Koloff was number 2, former guest of the show.
Yeah, nice to see. Glad to see. Koloff had a great gimmick. Obviously a legit tough guy.
Not a legit Russian, though.
Not a legit Russian.
I mean, neither was Darsow for that matter. What is it about Minnesota guys that they make perfect Russians?
I have no clue. You imagine Ric Flair being a Russian?
No, I can't imagine Ric Flair being Spartacus for that matter.
God. We got Mike Flynn coming in next year.
Hold on. Before we move on, I just want to talk about Jesse Ventura for a second. We talked about it a minute ago, but we didn't record that little piece of gold. But he made a lot of money, and he was one of the few people to sue Vince McMahon and win, if I believe correctly.
Yes, he was. Jesse Ventura, third-party candidate there. He won mayor of Brooklyn Park, Minnesota, governor of Minnesota. Did a lot of action movies like Total Recall and Predator.
And now he's knee-deep in conspiracy theories and living in a compound in Mexico.
Not the only thing I'm knee-deep in, Joe Steyr. Don't you forget it, pal.
Kayfabe.
We're talking. We killed that bit. All right, Mike is next. He's got Kurt Hennig, Rick Rude, and I know Joey loved this pick before we were recording, and now we are recording, so I'm going to say it again. Bob Backlund. Yeah.
Oh, wow. I don't think I could pop with the same enthusiasm that I did the first time I heard that, but I would have associated it more with Connecticut that I forget about the Minnesota roots.
All right, Joe. Just remember to record next time. Smoke less weed. All right.
Geez, man. We fucked up again. No, we're recording. I'm just fucking around.
Okay. Good man. And talent-wise, Chad Gable. As I was saying before, if no one heard, I love me some.
Hey, I heard it, man. I was listening.
Criminally underrated, that Chad Gable. Not Shorty G. F that. That's Chad Gable.
Yeah, I think it's horrible what they're doing with him right now versus his ability. Like, he came in on fire, and it seems like anything's been done to neuter him of looking powerful, which is sad. Now, the
They
next,
just don't like them. They don't like short people. They
AJ
did
neither.
that.
Now, next up on the list, I'll bring you my list. I got Ric Flair, the Road Warriors, Mr. Perfect, and Brad Rheingans. Not a guy that ever made it huge, but was instrumental in training Brock. You've heard Eric Bischoff talk about him before. Well respected in the business.
Absolutely. Brad Riggins, as tough as they come behind the scenes, too. I want to go to the next list. I want to apologize to Tim Hartford sent this list, and I didn't tell him born. So there's a guy on this list who probably we can't really give credit for, but he does have some. Okay, so Ric Flair, perfect. And then we have Rude and Lesnar, all great on this list. However, he also put Iron Aiden. And I'm sorry, Tim, but that hillbilly was from Atlanta, Georgia. He's Rome, Georgia, actually.
Did you say Lesnar? Wasn't Lesnar like born in Montana? I know he went to college in Minnesota.
Yeah, good question. Maybe Brock doesn't make this too. Let's check that out right now, Joey. Well, hit me with that Jeopardy theme song on the soundboard. You have that ready?
Let me see. I'm going to hit a button that I've not hit before that I don't think, and we'll see what it does. Oh, that's a good one. Hold on. I'll experiment. I think I've hit this button. We'll see. Oh, yeah. Crowd's going wild.
Crowd's going wild because I have the answer. South Dakota. So, Brock will not be in there.
Oh, shit. That's not the sound effect I wanted. I was looking for. So Lesnar and Arn are off the list. Amazing how in wrestling these guys can be so affiliated with the spot that they're not necessarily from.
Yeah. In fact, I'm just going to do another list here because we have a similar problem. Randy Oscar got us Bob Backlund. Oh, Randy got us Bob Backlund, too. So
wow.
Yeah. Kurt Hennig, Rick Rude, Lesnar, Ric Flair. Oh, yeah. So Lesnar. He also put us Lesnar. So we'll have to. Again, unfortunately, Brock didn't actually make that cut. He was born in South Dakota. He got us.
Damn. Next up on the list, I got Scott from Voluntown. And he had originally fallen into the trap where he thought Arn had been from Minnesota. But then checking it out, he realized it was Rome, Georgia. But he has Kurt Hennig, Rick Rude, Jerry Lynn, Vern Gagne, and Sean Waltman.
He does have Sean Waltman. Actually, I have his list written down, too.
He was going to be the next one you were going to go up to?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I'm closing out this now.
Shit, man. I just stole your spot.
That's all right.
Solid list. Jerry Lynn, a guy that's come up on a couple lists, but he would have slipped my mind a lot of the times for being from Minnesota. Sean Waltman, I would associate with Florida, too. I don't know why in my head.
He trained with the Malenkos.
That's probably it.
Yeah. So my list, I got Ravage and Rick Rude. I also have Bob Backlund. I got Vern Gagne, Kurt Hennig, and because I helped run the show, I will not be picking Brock Lesnar. I will be substituting him with Sean Waltman. Great, Scott.
Nice. So we got Kurt Hennig that made a couple lists. Would you?
Bob Backlund actually made a few lists here. I picked him, Randy picked him, and Mike picked him.
I'm going to put Bob Backlund on the list just because I feel like he deserves it. And, I mean, Flair's got to go on there, right?
Yeah. Flair and Rude and Hennig all made a lot of lists here. Let's just look at those guys real quick. I think I got Flair. I forgot to put Flair on my list. That's fine. He made so many lists anyway. He made Tim's list. He made AJ's list. Mike didn't put him down. And did Scott put him down? No.
No, wow.
So, okay, who else? Did you have Flair?
I had Flair. Jesse from New Hampshire had Flair.
Okay. So Flair will make it. And I'm seeing Hennig on almost everybody's list.
Hennig's on everybody's list. Rick Rude is almost on everybody's list.
So why don't we? Oh God! Why don't we go?
Let's discuss it between Flair and Rude.
Hennig.
Oh, Flair and Hennig.
Flair, Hennig, Backlund, and Rude. Right? Was it someone else who want to put in there?
Yeah, we got to have a top three though. So who do we keep in there? Do we keep Hennig, Backlund, and do we debate Flair, Rude, or do we put Flair in there and debate Hennig, Rude? I feel like
Flair should go on. I mean, Flair's arguably the greatest wrestler of all time. So let's put Flair in there.
Yeah, Flair will go in there, and then we'll argue Hennig, Rude, because I think that's closer of a debate.
It is. I totally agree. Yeah, that's perfect. No pun intended.
They're both solid upper mid-card dudes that could be in a main event.
Yeah.
Almost guys that didn't necessarily need a title.
Dude, this is so close. Like, let's talk about this for a second. All right. Neither one of them ever held a WCW or WWE heavyweight title. But Kurt Hennig was the AWA heavyweight champion. On the tail end of that company was still being a big deal. All right. He won it from Nick Bockwinkel. He went on to be a multiple-time WWE Intercontinental champion. Rude held that Intercontinental title, and then also went on to win the U.S. title. Not sure if Hennig did that. And then Rude had the big gold belt, which was the NWA World title before NWA pulled, they didn't want to be a part of WCW anymore. They withdrew that. So when Rude actually won that belt from Flair, it became an international title. So I guess my point is, their accomplishments are very similar.
Yeah, I mean, I would almost give it to Rude since he had the big gold at a time. He had the U.S. championship. Hennig had other championships, but his spot in wrestling just seemed to be to make everybody else good. Like, looking at Rude's career, I wouldn't have realized he had that many credentials.
Yeah, and I think the thing about Rude is, too, now here's the one difference, though. Rude did not have as many main events in his career as Kurt Hennig did. Hennig had a good run with Hulk Hogan on a lot of house shows and stuff like that. And, going to see the Saturday Night's Main Event. I think Rude, I heard this on another podcast today. They were talking about, he had, one main event in WCW. It was, the War Games. For whatever reason, they never put him in that main event slot. So it's definitely, they're very argued. They're very close. I'm going to agree with you, Joey. I'm going to say that Rude is going to get the slight nod in this case. God, he was just so good. He was so good.
Yeah, and he's going to suffer the fate of almost anybody that gets argued into that third spot. Between Backlund, Flair, and Rude, I feel like you got to bounce Rude just because Backlund is known for his longevity in the business, just being a technical giant. He held the WWF title at a time when it really meant something. He went from almost WWF to WWF in the Madison Square Garden era. And
did you ever... Go ahead.
And I mean, if between him, Flair, and Rude, obviously Rude's got to go.
I agree. Now, and then some people might disagree with that. Rude's got this great personality. And hey, we're just going off these kayfabe accomplishments, folks. Right? And Backlund is also been in the business for so long. He's also very legitimate. Now, one thing about Backlund, as we get into this one-on-one with Ric Flair here, there's a story I heard recently on kayfabe commentaries. It's very old, but it was superstar Billy Graham. And he was talking about Bob winning the belt. And he said that it was one of the very few mistakes that Vince McMahon Sr. ever made. In the sense that, when he put the belt on Backlund, that, Superstar was actually very hot as a heel. That people wanted to cheer him. And he said with Bob Backlund, there was a lot of signs that said, howdy doody and whatnot. But what the story was great was, I guess the next night, Bob is going, through the curtain. And he's got those long robes he used to wear. Those long, almost like I don't want to say a boxing robe. He had that long, almost like a bathrobe type thing, right?
Yeah.
And, they had the belt was, underneath the robe. And I guess Vince Sr.'s like, Bobby, you got to show the belt. The people came to see the belt. And Backlund was just almost like, according to Superstar, childlike, and just goes, I like my robe. And Vince Sr.'s like, no, Bobby, the people, the belt, they need to see the belt. But Vince, I like my robe. I like my robe. Okay, so where I'm getting at with this here.
And he wouldn't think to wear the belt on the outside of the robe. That would just look fucking silly, almost.
He couldn't do it, man. He couldn't do it. So I was going to say, at the end of the day, I love me some Bob Backlund. He's legitimate. He's fucking amazing. He's probably underrated. But I'll be damned if he's going to get my vote over the greatest wrestler. Woo! Ah, God! Of all time, the Nature Boy, Ric Flair. Bob Backlund, I love you. Kiss my ass.
It's funny that you told the robe story because, I mean, the man that's winning this week, Ric Flair, there's obviously no argument from me, was also known for the very flamboyant robes and being a multiple-time champion with it, so that's pretty wild.
Unlike Bob, Flair had no problem taking off his robe. Just ask some of those ladies who got to ride Space Mountain back in the day. Woo!
Exactly. And guys, that is another week of the 531. I mean, you heard us earlier. We're a part of the All Everything Entertainment Podcast Network. Go on over to their website, check out their list of shows. They are top-notch dudes to allow us in and not make us change a thing about what we do. So listen to them and listen to some more of us next week. Thank you.
Main event time, baby. Main event time.
Guys, thank you for listening to the 531 here on YouTube this week. If you like what you hear, you can always find us on Anchor FM, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Breaker, Overcast, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, and on the Apple Podcast where you can subscribe and also give us a 5-star rating. We appreciate you listening. We want your feedback, 531, and if you agree with us, if you disagree with us, we also want you to let us know, and let us know what your 531 would be. Come up with a top 5 and let us know, and we'll tell you why you're wrong. And in order for us to do that, please contact us on Twitter. We're at Fans Working. Facebook page, Working Fans Wrestling Pod. Email workingfanswrestlingpod@gmail.com. It's very important that you actually contact us on these platforms because we want this to be your interactive place to talk wrestling.